All right. Starting this attempt at a recording 10:30 a.m. Mother's Day, May 12th, 2024. I might screw it up and have to do a retake. I don't know. But something happened last night. A lot of things happened last night. And first of all, I live or try to live by a program. You might be familiar with the 12 steps of Alcoholics Anonymous. Steps 8, 9, and 10. It's all about apologies and amends and admitting when we're wrong. Um, the 10th step, which is very important to me, it keeps me from having to go back and make new amends. And the 10th step is continue to take personal inventory and when we're wrong, promptly admitted it. Um, that's not to be confused with the amends and apologies that are discussed in the 8th and 9th steps, which are based on the 4th and 5th steps, personal inventories. We're continuing to take personal inventory as we move forward in life. And when we realize we're wrong about something, we admit the wrong. Now, if we've done harm, uh, we make amends or apologies. um, I, I'm not apologizing. I'm not saying I did anything wrong. I'm not making amends because I have not harmed anybody. If I have harmed somebody, I know my sponsor would say I'm justifying. But if I have harmed anybody, it's the same kind of harm that they actually inflict themselves. That being said, last night, many of us saw live and restreamed. I've lost count how many channels I found this restreaming on. So this is a little bit from a couple of them. Mr. Kaiser had a seizure, apparently had a seizure. We're not sure. Um, I've experienced seizures firsthand with a former supervisor. His seizures were like this. He'd be talking to Mr. Finkel, and by the way, your stats are really good, Finkel. However, I have a problem with. Francis, you okay? Francis, you stopped in the middle of a thing. Francis? Francis, what's going on? Francis, you okay? Uh, Sorry, Mr. Finkel. I have a seizure disorder and I just experienced a seizure. I've seen that kind. I also have someone, an in law, who has seizures, and his kind are the kind where you just lose control of your bodily functions, your mouth froths up, and I can't really imitate it. I'm not mocking it, but there's flopping all around. There's that kind of seizure too. And what I saw last night, I saw as neither of those. Also, there's a person in our church, same thing. Actually, we have an extension to our sanctuary where it's folding chairs. And one Sunday morning, our congregation member absolutely just started flipping out, twitching and twerking. Her family was in immediate presence. And what they did was clear it out and told the preacher, have everyone stop calling 911. All they had to do was give that person space. They flopped around. Uh, there was an attempt to put something in the mouth to prevent that person from choking, and and it would just calm down on its own. There are many kinds of seizures. What we saw last night was well different from anything in my experience, and my initial reaction, my human reaction, and I don't apologize for it, was to laugh. I laughed. I cheered. However, playing it back over and over again, I laughed one because I thought it was fake, and two, on the remote possibility that it's real. Um, well, we'll get into that. I've shared the footage with some people who know a lot more about seizures than I do, and they insist, Finkel, that was the real thing. I still question it. I'm not convinced. For one, all three of the seizures I mentioned firsthand experience with, I've never seen someone just poking at them. Michael, Michael, Michael. That's allegedly someone who has direct experience with their seizure. Don't know. Not mocking it. Maybe that's how they were trained to handle that particular kind of seizure. Maybe it's all part of the act. I don't know. I get people who are convinced that it was, and I get people who are convinced it was all an act. One of the people can point out that it was probably not an act is this guy uh, on the big screen. He is quite the accomplished actor with emotions. However, with running scripts with JJ, who they went over before the show, it's really bad acting. So physical acting, like Jim Carrey's comedy acting, he's not very good at, and that seemed it didn't seem like a bad acting job. I do believe if he was faking it, it would have been far worse than that. Okay, so we have to look at a few things. What triggers seizures of all kinds? It could be anything. It could be. I should have taken notes. I went over this a few times, and uh, if you have a known disorder and you don't take your medicines, that can be a trigger. Stress. This is important. Stress. This is important. I'm going to stress stress. Stress is a big trigger of seizures. What could be stressful? In the relaxed environment of your mom's computer home, a computer room in your mom's home, and really all you're doing is sitting there at a computer desk like I am right now. And what's stressful about that? Yeah, I get stressed out when I do my job at this very desk on the other computers. Um, Sometimes I allow myself to get stressed. I don't have a seizure disorder, so that's no problem. So yeah, stress can definitely bring it on. Dehydration is another big one. We always see them. What is that? Dr. Pepper, coffee? I don't know. Those aren't they don't hydrate you; they dehydrate you. Lack of sleep or extreme fatigue, getting very tired. Um, you think you would limit if I have a stress disorder and I'm living my life on YouTube? I think I would limit my time on YouTube, especially live. I would limit it to I don't know, maybe an hour. Maybe I wouldn't claim to spend 17 hours a day editing videos. He has claimed that. And oh, the other one, computer screens, video games, YouTube, television, iPhone, or he hates iPhone. What's the other one out there? Google phone or Android. A lot of screen time can trigger them. So if that was a real deal last night, my suggestion would be manage your disease, manage your condition. Drink more water, less, what is that, Mr. Pibb, Dr. Pepper? I don't know. Maybe live a little less stressful life. Don't get into all this drama on YouTube. Um, Maybe get some rest. Maybe stop spending 17 hours a day editing videos. And surely stop looking at computer screens, TV screens, phone screens. That screen time is a big one. just a thought. Well, what could possibly have stressed them last night? Let's go.
And that's to take responsibility for your actions.
By the way, I've tried to blow him up as much as I can. Watch him. This is before the incident. The voice you just heard is the voice down of the avatar on the bottom. That is what we refer to as a former cult member. He's been ostracized by the cult because he's realized some things. It's hard on cult members when the cult ostracizes you because you realize some things. And now he's coming tearfully back to the cult leader um, with his tail between his legs. And I get it. The other cult members have been harassing him relentlessly, and he feels like he's alone in the world. Why does he feel like he's alone in the world? because he's invested his world to YouTube. And his corner of YouTube that he invested in is uh, the guy whose image we see to my, I guess, as you're looking at me to my right. Yeah, Michael Ringler. He's thoroughly invested his life outside of maybe work into this guy. And now that he's come out against him, and all the other cult members have been harassing him relentlessly, now he's back looking to what he thinks is an amends, an apology. By the way, what I'm not doing is an amends or apology, is just an admittance that I may have been wrong about it being fake or real.
This isn't scripted, and I'm having trouble now.
It's hard, yeah.
We understand.
Now, at this point, Kaiser thinks he's got a prodigal son. Am I pronouncing that right? Prodigal. He thinks one of the herd is returning to the flock. The lost sheep is coming home. And so at this point, he's not stressed. He is overcaffeinated. He is unarrested. He's been looking at the screen for a very long time. In fact, he spends a lot of time looking really hard at the texts. By the way, some of the channels that did this included the chat, so we all know what you were saying. Let's continue.
I want to explain to the Roughnecks. All of this happened on the 24th of April, your time.
That's 2 days after they posted a document alleging that they're going to extradite me to someplace in Kentucky. After claiming that making fun of them on the internet is somehow felonious and or some kind of RICO charge, some kind of conspiracy to intimidate a witness. This is the kind of stuff they do all the time, but I digress.
Which was the 25th of April for me. Now, for those of you who don't know Australian history, the 25th of April is Anzac
Watch
Day.
Kaiser. There he goes. He's sipping his caffeine.
And Anzac Day to an Australian, or to the majority of Australians, would be the same as Memorial Day to you Americans.
I know. I didn't know that, but I respect that.
Pretty amazing you didn't know that, because it's been explained to you many times around the latter end of April. I didn't know that either, but you'd think someone who loves his family being the chatters who are constantly talking about this stuff. I know it's May 12th now, so this is a few weeks ago. Maybe you just forgot. I too have a bad memory.
Haven't missed an Anzac Day since I was about 10 or 12 years old. And you'll see why this is all relevant. In the last 7 years, I haven't been to one. I haven't been to a dawn service. I haven't been to the gunfire breakfast, the parade. I haven't been to the local pub with the mates getting absolutely shit-faced and playing two-up, which is legal on Anzac Day.
Don't mean to evangelize, but as a recovering alcoholic, I would recommend you don't get shit-faced to honor or celebrate for any reason. I mean, you're just going to have a hangover the next day, but that's not my problem, not yours. You do you.
Play it outside a casino. My boss, and because I work Anzac Day, it's a public holiday, and my boss says that he is happy for me to wear my medals. Well, I got up on the 25th, got my uniform ready, and went and to put my medal on. And I looked at them and I thought, why? Why did I sign up? Why did I go to golf in 2001? Why did I spend so much time away from the family? It would have been so much easier to buy replica medals, make up a story, and make me sound like a war hero.
I get that. I totally get that. By the way, I didn't know you were a veteran of the Australian Armed Forces. I still don't know the details, but I get you being conflicted about the medals you've earned, the medals you were awarded, the medals that were given to you. I've got two experiences in my military career that are just the exact opposite. One, I felt that I deserved recognition for, literally saved human life, literally risked my life, and literally saved millions of dollars worth of equipment. May 17th, 1987. Those of you who follow me know what I'm talking about. And there was another time when I was a 113 driver. No, Muxer, 113 is not a tank. And I did it with a bad attitude. I fucked up the maintenance a couple times, and I injured my TC. I got an award for that one. I didn't get an award for May 17th, 1987. I did get an award. It was the ARCOM or AAM. I don't remember. I'd have to look it up. But that did make me feel conflicted. And when I say earned or awarded, um, there are awards that you can earn by accomplishment. I have the EIB. I earned that because I accomplished what it takes to get an EIB. I have the air assault. I earned that because I went through air assault school training and passed everything I was supposed to. I was awarded that AAM in Panama because someone felt like, yeah, people are out here, we should give them some, a little pat on the back. And I guess where this might be bothersome to Kaiser, he has no idea. He pretends to have earned Purple Hearts, but actually, I think this is coming out. And when called out on that, when you call out on a lie, when you don't live your life honesty, and when you make mistakes, continuing to take personal inventory and promptly admitting when you're wrong, when you don't do that way, getting called out on your past bullshit is stressful. To avoid that stress, I live by the 10th step. I live by all 12 steps, and I don't do them perfectly. But it is a much less stressful life than lying all the time and then getting called out onto it and having to make up news stories. But I'm over explaining. 17 minutes in this already. I was trying to streamline it.
Michael, I don't think I can ever forgive you for the stolen valor.
Do you see the eyebrow raise? Play it back if you want. I can never forgive you for the stolen valor. Oh shit. This is where the stress kicks in. He thinks he's bringing back a missing member of his herd. He thinks he's welcoming him back to continue to be a cult member. And he hears, I can never forgive you for the stolen valor. Uh-oh, facial expression. The stress is now kicking in. And the caffeine, and the lack of rest, and the staring into the computer screen for a very long time.
I understand why you did it. You came out on I think it was on a live stream a couple of months ago, and you said you wanted to be like your granddad and your dad. I say I understand, but it doesn't make it any easier. I can't talk for other vets, but I'm sure that they would mirror my sentiments. You can make up stories. You can take the stolen valor and you can make up stories. What you can't do is know what's going inside the head, inside the heart.
Unfortunately, this fellow from Australia, and I'm not disrespecting his service, yes, you can embellish. A lot of people do. A lot of people actually who did earn awards and complete basic training and get deployed, they have been known to embellish. What upsets a lot of people about stolen valor is, well, there's two groups. There's one who have earned the stuff and they feel insulted because somebody who hasn't earned it is claiming it. What bothers me is when you profit off of it. Mr. Kaiser built his community based on 3 deployments and 2 Purple Hearts, based on being a staff sergeant in the United States Army, based on being an MP. Okay, now that people are used to following him and hooked on him and don't really pay attention to these details, it's okay to come clean about that. I didn't realize he had come clean, but I see he's not contradicting what this Australian fellow is saying. he knows he's being called out again on his stolen valor. My problem with stolen valor is when you profit off it. Do I give a fuck if someone who's never served parks in the reserve veteran spot at Mission Barbecue? Not really. It's just a little annoying. Do I care about the 6-star general outside 7-Eleven who's always asking me for a few dollars? Not really. There's something wrong with him up here in a different way than Kaiser. But let's continue.
So for that, I can't forgive you. So I will heal wounds, and my medals will mean something to me again. I
don't know what you're going through, buddy, but whatever you feel about the medals you've earned, the medals you were awarded, the medals that were politically given to you, the medals that you missed, and the medals you caught and you feel like you didn't earn, has nothing to do with Mikey's stolen valor. You feel the way you do about your medals, and it's really best if you pay no attention to his bullshit. I would recommend you don't give him super chats based on the Purple Hearts and the staff sergeant. And the truth is that the truth is he never made it through basic training. Did he come clean on that? I don't know, but you can see he's getting stressed. He's like, "Oh shit, my audience is watching. I thought I was bringing back a member of the herd, and maybe I am, but he's calling me out on my lies. I can't have my audience catch me in my lies." Again, it's a less stressful life if you don't live dishonestly.
I was actually going to do this on camera. So I went to work. I had 13 hours at work sitting in front of a computer, and I started digging. I went to Google and I typed in Michael William Kaiser, and I started reading newspaper articles. I started reading.
All his fans need to do that.
Watching news
Do the
stories,
research.
radio broadcasts. I then came back and went to YouTube. And I typed in Michael William Kaiser, and I went to the drama horror channels. Now, I was already in.
I get confused with what people mean by these drama horror channels, Discord horror channels. I don't have Discord, and I get it. There's a lot of drama on YouTube. But I would suggest when you're looking for yourself, and I would suggest this to Kaiser's regulars who haven't left the flock yet, go ahead and do the research outside of YouTube. Yeah, anybody can put anything on YouTube. What you got to do is find the actual Alabama sites, the news sites, the credible news sites. Kaiser go on and on and on about someone with a camera is not a journalist. The credentialed CNN, ABC News, Fox News, Washington Times, Washington Post, New York Times, your local TV station. It's all there.
A bad state on Anzac Day. And with everything, I did 3 things on Anzac Day that I should never have done. That day. And with everything, I did 3 things on Anzac Day that I should never have done.
Bad at it. Okay.
I know the US Constitution doesn't hold anything for me, but I threw that out the window. I threw out the Australian Constitution and the Australian criminal law. And I threw out.
Okay, stress is evolving into, oh, this is where I get to be in high and mighty because you're admitting that you failed on your end. So maybe I don't have to admit that I failed on my end. The stress, the emotions is shifting. Now he's looking down like, haha, I've got the position of the high ground. By the way, Mr. Australian, I forget your name. I can't remember the name. You don't owe any Australian, U.S., or I think you went on about the UN. You don't owe anybody anything in those rights when it comes to the criminally accused. Yes, in law, Michael William Kaiser is innocent until proven guilty. What that means is we can't arrest him. We can't leave him in jail. We can't put his name out on a list for potential employers. Not that it matters because he doesn't even try to work. But we can opine. Badfinkel. We can opine that he's guilty. We can't treat him as so he's guilty. We can't deprive him of his rights, but we can have opinions, just like he has opinions on so many others. How many times have you watched him share a frauditor or an interaction with a police officer or a security guard, a post office? How many times has he, you, and the rest of the audience wish the worst for that person? Oh, he's out there with a camera, so he needs his rights violated. He's out there with a camera, sometimes public, sometimes, yeah, I get it. Sometimes these frauditors, auditors, whatever you want to call them, don't leave controlled property when told by the managers of the property to leave. I get it. But the things you say verbally and in chat about how to violate those persons' rights, that's people's opinions. You all know that what you all do for the entire time is pick on people, judge them for literally being behind a dumpster, literally for going down on somebody in a car, literally for devising a sex toy out of a power tool and a pickle. You make fun of that, you ridicule them, and you wish bad things. In fact, you actually either really press charges or pretend to press charges. Sometimes that's a little confusing. You literally lean into the camera and say there will be consequences just from something you saw on YouTube or heard on YouTube. People say something that's a little mean, there will be consequences. Consequences about a court of law proving guilt, assuming they're innocent until you've proven guilt.
United Nations Human Rights. Why is this all important?
That's really human rights. Nobody that I know of is violating Michael's human rights by calling him out on things he's said and done. It's not a violation. He still says them. I don't know if he's going to kill again. I don't know if he's going to abuse drugs again. I don't know if he's going to steal again. But we're not, by folks taking an opposing side to Kaiser, we're not infringing on his rights. We're just having a different opinion. And sometimes we stoop to his level. You've heard me say, come Thirsty Jones. That's in reference to someone called Amethyst Jones. And it's not because she follows Kaiser. I don't call her come thirsty because I think she actually is come thirsty. I don't think she's come thirsty because she gives lots and lots of money to YouTube and a little bit for Kaiser too, just to be seen saying things like, was Tiffany behind a dumpster? Was Tiffany making money at the truck stop? That's why I call her come Thirsty Jones, because that's the level she thinks on. Let's insult people. However, come Thirsty Jones will insult people for $100 at a time. I'll use your same insults right back at you for free. Is it right? Is it wrong? Am I apologizing? No. Am I pointing out a fact? Yes, you do. You spend money, I hope you're watching, to say nasty, nasty things about people you can't prove those nasty things exist. And you're going to get a funny name too.
Because even though the US Constitution doesn't cover it per se, the presumption of innocence until proven guilty, the 5th and the 14th Amendment cover it in roundabout ways. They
don't forget the 6th. It was the prosecutor fucking up the 6th and violating his rights that caused the murder trial to get thrown out. God, I hope they reconsider that. There is a man dead, a war hero dead, a man who served his country in battle. He's dead. Not because he died in battle, not because he died of some disease, not because he suicided, but because uh, his life was taken. Not only is that man gone now, but his family lives on without him. Um, and this is why mean things are said about the guy on the screen, the bigger screen, not me. I never took anyone away from their family. DAC in parentheses is not a joke. It's not picking on Kaiser. Maybe some people are. When people remember Donald Atwater Cameron, they're remembering a murder victim, they're remembering a man who was taken away from his family. Do we pick on Kaiser for that? Yeah. I'm going to get out of that thought and keep playing.
Say it directly. The Sixth Amendment says it a little bit, and that is, it gives citizens a series of rights in criminal trials, and they include the rights to a
Right. His right in a criminal trial is higher than Donald's right to continue to live, than Donald's mom's right to uh, to to not outlive her son. There's no reason why a mother should have to live on the world without her children, no matter what age the children are. Michael took that right away from that mother.
fast and public trial by an impartial jury. And to be aware of the criminal.
But I'm sorry, when I blew it up, it's a little bit foggy. If you guys want to go to the original with better graphics, the stress is kicking in. He's talking about the criminal trial that we all care about, the criminal trial around Michael removing someone from this planet. The stress is kicking in. He doesn't know what to do because his audience is watching. And here's the guy inarticulately trying to explain our constitutional rights. He realizes that his audience sees this emotional, his audience responds to emotion. The Australian fellow is emotional. It looks like he might be coming back to the flock, but while doing that, his Michael Kaiser's audience is seeing the other side of their bullshit narrative. He knows that. He doesn't know how to stop it. He's stressing out. The stress is building up. You see where I'm going with this? Stress, caffeinated drinks, staring into a computer screen. It's all coming together.
Charges. I've made mistakes. I'm owning up to them. I have spoken to JJ shortly after that, and he knows a darker side of my background. JJ, with your permission, I'm going to read a reply that you sent to me, or part of that reply. This is a reply from JJ to me. I feel like I need to say this because I have seen too many on 2 occasions witnessed it. If you ever have thoughts of harming yourself,
please continue to watch and analyze Michael's face as he talks about JJ's alleged letter.
Please get help. I don't care if I have to board an aeroplane and fly to Australia. If it wasn't for that, I might not be here today.
Well, I'm glad something saved you. I mean that sincerely. I'm a little confused how you believe someone who does not have a passport is going to hop on a plane to Australia. That's one of those insincere things they say. JJ does not have a passport. And it's going to take him 6 to 8 weeks if he decides to get one. Also, JJ does not have $2,400 to buy a plane ticket. Actually, it's probably going to be a lot more if he was just in the heat of your emotional crisis. He says, "Oh, I'm going to jump on a plane to go to Australia." It's going to be a lot more than $2,400 because that's the way airlines work. If you plan them 6, 8, 10 weeks out, you're going to get a good price of $2,400. JJ doesn't have $2,400. He doesn't have a passport. He doesn't have $24. He doesn't have the extra costs of the last minute planning. And you can tell that just by looking at his background when he is on camera. I'm not making fun of the poverty/wealth level. I'm just saying when he tells you, if you're in an emotional crisis, I'm going to jump on an airplane and come to Australia, bullshit. It's commendable if he could. It's commendable if he meant that. But if you really believe he meant that, come on, let's think about this guy. Okay, if you felt like he meant it and that's what saved you, great. I commend that. But don't anyone be fooled that meager apartment or room or whatever that is has the ability to, oh, you're in crisis now? Let me get on a plane and fly to Australia. Even if he had the means to fly to Australia right now and you're in an emotional crisis, how long does it take to travel from Meade County, Kentucky to Australia? The longest flight I ever took was from Seattle, Washington to Seoul, Korea. In that time, now that's not getting across the United States. In that time, just that one flight, trans-Pacific, is not fast enough to save you from an emotional crisis. I do hope you get help. I do hope that you don't do anything to harm yourself. I mean that with all sincerity. But please do not bank your survival on a response time trans-Pacific from someone who can't afford it, someone who doesn't even have a passport. He can't even travel internationally. Right now, he can't even go to Canada or Mexico. Let's continue.
Thank you, JJ. And to all you drama whores and trolls, if you doubt what JJ is, that message should prove what sort of a man JJ is.
It does prove what sort of man he is. Dishonest, deceitful, insincere. And damn it, I edited this wrong. Now we can see Kaiser's face more clearly, but further away. He realizes intelligent people who are watching are figuring this out. He's getting stressed. Is the question stressed to the point where it's a trigger for a seizure, or stressed to the point where he has to do something distracting? The jury's out on that. However, I'm being told by more than one expert that it was real, but there's more to cover on that.
So, Wrangler, JJ, Hemming.
Did you see that twitch? Can I go back a little bit on this one? Five seconds, okay. Watch his hand.
So, Wrangler, JJ, Hemming, Roughneck. I apologize. Wrangler, you all right?
I've fogged this out on the chance that it is real. And, well, if you really want to see it, it's all over YouTube. I don't know how many people streamed it live, but literally hundreds of people have replayed it now. If you must see it, go ahead and go to one of those other channels. I forget which channel. Oh, yeah, I think I know which channel I'm on now. Yeah, the District Attorney. Okay, this is on Tyrants Beware's channel. The earlier part of this was, well, you know where these channels are. You know where to find it. Now we're going to see a few more things.
Oh, bullshit.
Okay, somebody else had a similar reaction to me. His was all bullshit. Mine was laughed. I laughed. Am I sorry for laughing? No. Am I incorrect if I'm, well, to be honest, at first I was convinced it was real, and yes, I laughed. Am I sorry for that? No. Um, the reason I laughed, my true emotions in laughing, was that a person who's so far getting away from murder is suffering. Is that a good thing? Is that a bad thing? I don't know. Those of you who watch Fraud at Wrangler all the time have Schadenfreude just like me when you're talking about people that Kaiser likes to go after. You like to see them suffer, whether they've been convicted in a court of law or not. You like to see them suffer. You dogpile on the suffering, whether it's emotional suffering, physical suffering. You do it. Don't deny it. You send him money for such Schadenfreude. Yes, Schadenfreude's a big word. But you just heard somebody on this panel on Tyrants Beware call out bullshit, which when I played it back a few times, I'm starting to think, yeah, this is bullshit. Now that's the next day, and other people have weighed in. People smarter than me, they're saying it's not bullshit, but I'm still not unapologetic. This is a man who took a man away from his family. Not just any man, a man who served his country. He did it in the Christmas season. People are gathering, families are gathering for the holidays. There's someone missing from the Cameron family that holiday, that Christmas season. All right. Someone called bullshit. Initially, I thought it was real and I laughed. Later, I started thinking it was bullshit. Right now, I'm thinking it's quite possible it was real. But let's see what happens now. A lady has walked in. Those of you who have met Kimmy or seen pictures of Kimmy, is that Kimmy? No, that is not Kimmy. This is Saturday night. Earlier on this stream, it's now gone. You have to find one of the copies. It's privatized, and I understand. If that happened to me, I wouldn't want it to be public either, and that's why I'm fogging it now. What was my point? Oh yeah, if I'm married to someone who's vowed for better or worse sickness and health, and it's Saturday night before Mother's Day, and you openly on the stream say, in the morning, I'm taking my mom and Kimmy out, because Kimmy's not the mother of his children, but Kimmy does have kids, so he's going to celebrate Mother's Day with her and his mom by taking them out to brunch. It's Sunday. It's on the East Coast. It's 11:13 a.m. This would be the time that Mom and Kimmy would be going out to brunch with him. Therefore, he's saying Kimmy is not in Bluefield, Virginia, or West Virginia, or wherever the hell Bluefield is. He's saying Kimmy's there in Oklahoma City. Not Oklahoma City. Bethany? A little suburb of Oklahoma City. Actually, it's encompassed by Oklahoma City. Okay. Allegedly, Kimmy's right there. Who comes in? That's Mom. Kimmy can't get there from Bluefield that quickly. It's a couple states away. This is a guy who's constantly telling people that he makes fun of, that he wishes harm to come to, that sometimes he tries to cause the harm. This is a man who tells those people they live in their mommy's basement. That's Mommy. That's Mommy who heard what was going on, either scripted or a real reaction because she's practiced at it. She comes right in. Not Kimmy. Where's Kimmy? Kimmy, what kind of wife are you? You let this happen? To not do anything about it? To not be the one to shut down the YouTube stream so it's not public? Yeah, that kind, the fake kind. You're not the wife. You don't live there. And I saw a lot of crude comments about this. I made crude comments too. I was calling him a flopping fish. Am I sorry for that? No. I was making fun of somebody who makes fun of people for a living. He makes fun of people for a living. I make fun of people because they make fun of people. Is that an excuse? No, that's just where I'm at. I'm not apologizing. I'm not even admitting I'm wrong there. I'm making fun of somebody who makes fun of people for a living. He literally gets paid to make fun of people. Uh, I don't know. I saw some really crude comments about, I apologize, not my comments. I'm paraphrasing others. Is she jerking him off? No, I don't think she's jerking him off. Is she providing CPR? Nope, that's not CPR. I think she's trying to shake him to wake him up, which is not something you do to someone of a seizure. You try to avoid them from swallowing their tongue, but you don't try and wake them up. And any medical people out there, if I'm wrong on that, let me know and I will correct myself. You don't try to revive someone in a seizure. You let them ride the seizure out, with the exception of trying to safeguard them from swallowing their tongue. Mom lives with Kaiser. Kaiser allegedly has the seizure disorder. Mom should know better.
Michael.
At this point, JJ hasn't even reacted yet. The gentleman from Australia who's trying to come back to the cult, he's noticing. He has to draw JJ's attention to this. What kind of a, well, all right, I shouldn't judge on that because sometimes I lose track of my panels too.
Michael.
He's snoring. That means he's sleeping and his tongue is positioned where he's not swallowing it. Sleeping, that might be the wrong word. He's unconscious, but his breathing is safe. She should know to let him write it out. He's snoring. I did a little funny video about me snoring. By the way, that wasn't my snoring. That was recorded from YouTube. But he's snoring. That means the seizure itself is over. He's reached a level of unconsciousness, and his tongue is in a safe position.
Hey guys, and let's end this stream.
Yeah, end the stream, please.
JJ is not on the in crowd. When you have StreamYard, the basic plan, I'm sorry, the basic cost plan, not the free plan, but the basic cost plan, you have one seat beyond your own. You can be an admin or you could be a mod, no, co-host or admin. Either of those two positions can end the stream. Why can't you end the stream, JJ? Is he not bringing you on the inside? You're on there enough. I have some admins on mine. They can all start a stream, end a stream, pause a stream. They can mute us. In fact, they joke around all the time. They can throw. I am the channel owner, and Muxer plays with me all the time and puts me down in the basement because he has an admin seat. I don't know if Killing Time and Ariel do it too, but yeah, they mute me. They changed my my name. Right now I'm the Fink. What the hell does that mean? HFIC. Head Fink in charge. I'm guessing. I don't know. Yeah. JJ, if you were really at the big boys table, you would have one of those admin seats. I paid a little more and I got 3 admin seats. But the basic cost one, you have 1 admin seat. And apparently you can't put Kaiser's camera down into the basement. You can't end the stream. You can't mute him. You're asking, let's end the stream. You're asking other people to do it. The only other person that can do it is Mom, or if Kaiser is faking it, and I'm saying if he's faking it, he can do it. Does Mom know how? I don't know what her YouTube skills is, but let's watch.
I don't know how we can, but let's end the stream.
No, keep that stream going, JJ.
That voice was for public safety. Currently, I'm recorded from the Tyrants Beware channel. Keep in mind, I've kind of gone through a few different channels, but that voice is not on the panel you're seeing. This is a blow up of what they're restreaming. That's Tyrant Beware panel. But you just heard JJ say he doesn't know how to do that. He's been on for months. He's been on regularly for months. He doesn't know how to do that. Am I making fun of his skills and knowledge? Not necessarily. I'm just pointing out that he's not on the fully trusted list.
It's fake.
And that was my second thought. My first thought was real and laugh. My second thought was fake. Right now, I'm being told it's real by people who are smarter than me. But honestly, I don't know. But there are some signs and clues.
I was with an epileptic for 4 years. Nuh-uh. He knows how to fake epilepsy.
Are you still
Mama knows how to stop the camera.
on here?
Yeah,
Brother
I'm
Watch.
still here. I'm still here.
Father Watch, that's the guy's name, his YouTube name.
So yeah, I just like to ask for people's forgiveness for what I did.
You didn't do anything except almost come into contact with reality. You were almost there. And I'm not making fun of you for going back. I am pointing out what you were ridiculed by, what you were trolled by, what you were harassed by wasn't the anti-Kaiser group. It was the pro-Kaiser group. I don't want to say auditor, anti-auditor, because it goes, it's not that digital. It's not this or that. The anti-Kaisers include people who hate auditors or find them annoying, or people know nothing about auditing. The anti-Kaiser group are people who have one thing in common. They hate that he killed a veteran. They hate that. Some of them hate that he has stolen valor. Some of them hate that he picks on people. The number one thing is having killed someone, and those of you who harassed you. In fact, you know you damn well. You came up on my panel, and we treated you with the respect. Can you deny it? By any of those times you came up on panel or in my chat, we treated you with respect. We knew where you were coming from. We knew what you were going through, and we didn't troll and harass you. They did, the fraud at Wrangler cult members. And it looks like they've harassed you right into trying to come back to the flock.
Well,
Yes.
Yeah, that's a good question,
I
Phyllis.
guess
Where the fuck
we
is
should
Kimmy
end
at?
the stream. And
There you go. Where's
I
Kim?
know what Wrangler would tell everybody. He would tell everybody thank you to all the mothers and hope everybody has a good Mother's Day and go enjoy it with your.
Yep. Allegedly earlier in that stream, Wrangler was going to take Mom and Kimmy out for brunch to honor Mother's Day. Kimmy's not even there. Oh, she may be on the way there now.
Family and Frauder Watch, thank you for coming up. And maybe if you come up again, it'll
Send him into another volatile seizure.
different outcome here. Of course, hate all this happened.
For public safety, had the same thought I did when JJ got stuck. If you come up here again, what? We can finish bringing you back into the fold? I don't know. I think JJ was about to say something stupid and caught himself. Progress. Not perfection, but progress.
But hope everybody has a good Mother's Day. And I think just for privacy, I know we can't end the chat. I don't know how to actually end the chat on his end, but I think everybody just logged out of it and respect.
I don't think we can.
Okay, I'd like to point out JJ and the fellow from Australia did not know how to end the chat. And Mama's taking care of baby Kaiser. And within a few minutes, the original video, Fraud at Wrangler's video, was either privatized or deleted or unlisted. It's not there anymore. And I get that. I don't have any qualms with it being gone, but If the person knows how to control the YouTube channel to where you can move a video, a stream to deleted or private or unlisted, that's most likely going to be the guy who's allegedly unconscious or recovering from a seizure, a pretty hard seizure too. There's something else mentioned here. I think I'm near the end of where I recorded.
And I think it has to be done from his end.
Yeah. So I think if everybody just signs off and logs out and just respects his privacy, I'm sure his mom will take good care of him, and he'll be just fine.
If his mum can just shut down his computer, that'll log him out.
Yeah, if mom just shut down the computer, the stream would eventually stop, but it would still be there. Within a few minutes, somebody actually removed it from our visibility, which is fine. But who? Who has that ability to control Kaiser's YouTube channel?
Out of the system, that's for sure.
Okay.
Maybe his mom should log him out. Yeah,
Hope
log him
everybody
all
has a
the
good
way
night.
out. And just for you audience who's watching who thinks
Night,
there's
guys.
anything to work,
Have a good
go ahead
day.
and pause it. Just for the audience who's watching who thinks that they might have a little empathy for Kaiser, he's already fucking texting me right now.
Within 10 minutes of the actual apparent seizure, we're hearing that Kaiser is texting for public safety. What I would like, please, a request, not a demand, not a directive, but for public safety, if that's true and not some sort of emotional dig for the other side to see something, if that was true, texting, that means on your phone. Do me this. Do the world this. Do Kaiser's simps this. Take Tiffany's cell phone, put it in camera mode, pull up Kaiser's texts, and on an iPhone, I don't know how you do it on a what do you call them, Android. On an iPhone, if you pull the text to the left, the date and time stamps show up. See where I'm going with this? You got two people, two phones. Pull that text to the left so we can see the timestamp, and with the other phone, the other person, take a picture of that. Move that picture to your YouTube or to your editor and fuzz out the phone number. We will know then that somebody who you claimed last night was Kaiser texted you saying those things within 10 minutes of that complete unconsciousness to the level where you're snoring and you're not reacting to mom shaking you. Because if that's true, that right there should blow it all the water for his simps who are watching. I hope it's true. I'll be honest, it doesn't sound very credible the way you came across there. I don't mean to call you out, but please, if it's true, show the timestamp, take the picture, edit out the phone number. Or if the phone number doesn't show, it shows up as Kaiser or fuckhead or whatever you call him. Even if it's your buddy doing that, it would be pretty amazing if you thought of that 12, 13, 14 hours ago in the heat of the moment. You did that because that timestamp's going to show that you had the forethought to have someone fake send you. So you see where I'm going with this? It wouldn't be easy to show a timestamp someone harassing you that you are claiming to be Michael Kaiser. If that's you wouldn't have had time to in real time put that timestamp on there. You see where I'm going with this? If Kaiser's simps see that, sure, some of them will say, "Oh, you had your friend text you that," but your friend texted you that at that hour that all this happened. Yeah, please, if this is real, show that. We would like to see that. Not to prove that you're telling the truth, but more to show Kaiser's folks, if indeed he recovered that fast. We are at 59 minutes and 57 seconds right now. This is pre-recorded, and I'm going to post it as a what do you call it? A premiere. But my folks called me out on it last time I did a premiere. I will actually be at the premiere to respond to chat messages. 1 hour and 18 seconds. I'm going to click on end recording right now.